Good evening, everyone. I have been working on my captain in Terminator armor. I've put a lot of work into this off stream. Today, I'm gonna try to highlight and do some maybe glazing and maybe some final effects. But I wanted to go ahead and let you guys come in here. Help me name this guy. I haven't really come up with a name for him yet, and he really needs one. So let me get a better zoom on him. He's pretty sweet. Put a lot of work into him so far. But he definitely needs a name. The first thing I'm going to address today is going to be this nasty mess here. When I applied the shade, I got a really nasty, too much pooling right there. Oh, I just did a screenshot. So I'm going to try to fix that and then just do some highlights and touching up the in the base color. I might get ambitious enough to hit that face. We'll see where the night takes us. I'm going to bring this out, get another focus here. Turn my autofocus back on. But yeah, this is my new camera setup, so I'm testing that out here today as well. I'm getting to break out my Kolinsky brushes, which I'm excited about. I didn't use them to get this far, but we're gonna use them to get these fine points and highlights. But yeah, I'm gonna start with the knee here. Let me get some music going in the background for you guys too. I forgot about that. And hopefully that's not too loud. Let me crank this down a little bit. Don't want it overpowering everything, but just a little background music. So hopefully everybody had a good day. Let's take a look here. Yeah, man, that's just nasty. I really don't like how that looks. But we're gonna add some Macragge blue to it. I'm not sure if I want to do a glaze first to try to slowly do it, but I think I'm just gonna go straight in bravely with some Macragge blue. Try to get that black out of there. Just too much shadow. Yeah, that's what I thought. My mixer's gonna shake the camera. That's okay. Just get a little vibration there. I got my wet palette all set up. I use my cheap synthetic brush here to get some paint onto my wet palette. I never know. I always end up either putting too much or too little onto my wet palette. I guess that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and mix in some water here. Get it thin enough to where I don't muck up any of that detail. I think that's just about where I want it. Maybe a little more water. Yeah, still more water. Now hopefully that's not too thin. It doesn't matter though, because I was thinking about doing a glaze. So I'll just leave it where it's at. Call that good. After putting so much work into this one, I'm kind of scared to work on the details. This is actually only my third model so far. But this guy back here is going to be my next one. But I've put a lot of time into it, probably too much for the beginning stages, but mainly because I'm learning and I just wanted to really enjoy the time doing it. Yeah, I like the earbuds as well. And I finally found a pair that give me good sound and don't look bulky in the view. So I'm gonna grab some of this blue. Oh yeah, I almost grabbed one of my synthetic brushes. I forgot I'm using the nice ones today. I am gonna go with a 00. Again, because I'm afraid of screwing up this detail. But what I've learned is if you do screw up the detail, that's okay. You just got to go back and forth with different colors to fix it. Probably why I put so much time into it so far. Pick up some of this blue. And I normally test it out on my glove, but I just realized I don't have gloves on. We're going to go right on the hand. So it's definitely not a glaze level, so I'm going to have to be careful not to cover up any of this knee art here. Let's see if I can try to pull the brush towards me, that way I'm not got a little more control. Already it's looking better. I may even have to break out I'm probably gonna have to break out some of my magnifiers here. So I want to keep some of that shadow, but really not on the top, because the light source is going to be coming from up top. So I want to get as close to that knee pad as I can without screwing up the gray. I try to keep my hand on the desk, that way it's more stable. I've been putting my other hand up here on this iron halo, which I've learned is a bad habit. It's kind of, I mean, it helps stabilize my hand, but it also, I've bent it a few times. So I've already messed up the texture of the knee here with that shade, but covering it up will probably help. I am going to have to get my magnifiers out. So there's still some black shade there, but what I'm going to do is actually cover that part up with the gray, I believe. I've already lost some moisture in my brush. From what little I've used the Kolinsky brushes, I really like the flow of them, but they do seem to lose moisture faster. I don't know if it's just because the hairs suck it up, but it's okay. That's why we got water and paint here. And your tongue, you can get that moisture back on there. I think that's going to be enough for that top part. I am going to get some gray out so I can try to hit the top of that knee pad again. So what I did with my first Marine, I actually just didn't do any highlights. So this is going to be my first time doing highlights. I've been kind of scared to do it, to be honest with you guys. Again, you know, put so much work into it, and it looks decent. You need to pop the contrast more, but I don't want to mess up what I've already done. All right, so I've got some of my gray here, and the reason why I use my synthetic one to get the paints out is because I don't want to get the paint into the too far into my good brushes to where it messes with the bristles. Alright, so we've got some gray. I'm just going to leave that in my cup over there. I normally wouldn't leave brushes in there, but it's that synthetic one. I don't care if it bends or anything. I'm going to get some more water. So I still don't know. I've already got an idea, a name idea for my Tyrannid back there, but I don't know what to call this guy yet. He needs an epic captain name. He's been through many battles and he's going to carry my army far. So we've got to, for me, I need to have a name for him, just to make me feel better. And because he's my first captain, I'm sure he's going to have some nostalgia value. And you know what? I am going to grab my magnifiers now. I'm afraid. I don't want to screw it up. All right. Trying to get a good angle so I can just pull my brush down again for that more control. I'm just gonna barely. Whew, I'm shaky. All right, let's me. I want to hit that shade. I think I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, that feels better. I'm just gonna barely hit that shade with a. See, I've already lost my moisture on this one. I'm gonna add some more water. Get out that excess. I'm trying to get some of this gray into the well of this brush. Test it out on my finger again. Okay, we got some good flow. Alright, let's hit this. Oh, so scary. Alright, I've covered up that shade. I may have gotten a little more highlight than I want there, but no, I'm going to bring it all the way across the top here. That way it looks like the light's reflecting off the top, and it brings more contrast to that knee. I like it. Man, that blotchiness looks bad. Maybe after I highlight the rest of the skull, it's not going to be too bad. I'm just going to hit the top of the bone here real lightly with bring out that contrast there. I like the way that looks. Now I'm going to try to get the top of this here. Maybe cover up some of that shade and bring out some highlight on that. I think if the light source is coming from that way, it wouldn't get too much into that crevice there. Get some more of this gray. So if you have any suggestions for what his name should be, just go ahead and put it in the chat. Or if you're watching this at a later date, let me know in the comments. I'm pretty, I can be pretty indecisive or just analytical. I analyze every possibility first. All right, I'm a little shaky there. I've covered up that shade, but now I want to try to get it from this way. I'm just going to try to pull straight down. Man, I'm so shaky today. Alright, there we go. So I think I've covered up that shade, but I think I want a little more highlight in this color, so I'm going to try to bring this down again. Actually, the light's coming from this way. I'm just going to hit this down. I think that looks good. Now I might hit that top corner, like the two little lines in the middle here. Just hit the top of those for some highlight. Looks like I need to cut a little bit of the hair on this brush. It's got a little bit of a ball there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's messing with me. Alright, so I think that covers a highlight of that side of the knee pad. Now I'm going to try the skull. Because it's a dome, I'm going to try to get a circular highlight here. I am going to get some more moisture. I might even go up to a bigger brush here since I'm having some moisture issues. I'm going to go with a 1, maybe a 0. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with a 1. Alright. Get some wet in here, make sure. The last time I actually did use this, now that I think of it. I did try to highlight my last Tyranid Termagant. Alright, I think that's got enough moisture in it. We're going to get some gray in this bad boy. Test it on my thumb. Twist it around to get that point. Alright, so the top of the skull, I'm going to try to get a circular highlight here. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to bring it in. Yeah, I like that a lot. Now, can I get the point good enough to where I can just highlight this just a little bit, just draw a line on the top? I got it, looks like. There we go. And then I'm going to do a highlight on the top of this bone here. It's looking better already. Alright, so now I'm going to hit this guy, probably just from here on up. Get that highlight. And pull some more paint in my brush here. I always do a test, or just to get the big drops off the brush so it doesn't, you know, muck up what I did. See, there's some shade on that top part too. I'm just going to try to cover that. And then probably just from here down, hit that highlight. So the reason why I picked up this hobby is it gives me something to be hyper focused about. You know, throughout the day or throughout the night, I often have too much time on my hands, and I analyze everything that happens to me throughout the day and how I could have done things better. And anybody else who does that can tell you it can lead to some bad evenings. And for me, it I struggled with it. We'll just say that. So this gives me something to hyper focus on and relax at the same time, which was hard for me to find outside of video games, because I do love to play, even though I am not great at it. Oh, we got an ad. We don't want that. I feel like an old man tilting my head back like this, but that's okay. Just so everybody's aware, I'm not paid to promote anything. I just got this background music going, and it's got ads playing. I may have to for the purposes of this, upgrade to that YouTube without ads. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah, so hyper focused, and then I can analyze what I'm doing as opposed to getting bogged down with the day's details and stressing myself out. And this is super relaxing. I love it. I'm either doing this or playing video games, and I'm not the best at video games, but that's okay. I have some good friends that keep me entertained, and we just joke around. It's a blast. In fact, one of my shorts I had today actually had a comment. Somebody told me to uninstall the game and start playing Roblox, which I thought was hilarious because I'm not a sweaty player at all. I just like to have fun. Aside from streaming my paint jobs here, I'm probably going to start streaming a single player game. I was thinking, because I'm on the Warhammer kick, that I'll play some Rogue Trader. I haven't gotten too far into that, but so far I've liked it, so I might do that. And then you guys can help me with the decisions there, because I do sometimes tend to be indecisive as well. So I'm going to rely on you guys to help me with a lot of that. Now, I've gotten pretty much the top of this here. I'll zoom in for you guys. Well, maybe. Dun, 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 dun. Gotten pretty much the top of the knee highlighted the way I like it. I think it looks really good. I get a good focus on that. Come on. Alright, now that can go away. Yeah, I think that highlight looks pretty natural. So I'm going to try to decide if I want to highlight the bottom part of that. So the gem, the middle of that arrow, is going to be a gem eventually. I might touch just one corner. No, I'll touch both corners, just to give it a little bit of contrast. So bring this back out. I can already tell that I did not put enough gray down. I'm going to need more of that. But yeah, so I'm going to try Rogue Trader. If there are any other... Oh, hey, how's it going? If there are any other single-player games you'd like to see me play on here, just let me know, either in the chat or in the comments. I'd be willing to try just about anything. I even contemplated playing some scary games because I don't play many scary games, and I know that a lot of it would just scare the piss out of me. And it would create some pretty funny moments, I think. Alright, so far, I don't know how far in we are. But all I've gotten highlighted is that little knee piece there. But I think it looks pretty good. Most of the highlights... So this is just going over with the base color again. So... the next step of highlights, I'm going to actually go to a lighter color. I'm going to focus all that up here because that's where I want your attention to be. And eventually, I'm going to use some technical paint and do some blood up here. I'm going to try to do some blood splatter if I'm brave enough. And then I'm going to have some blood coming off the sword. And maybe to try to make this look like power armor with a little electronic glow. We'll just see how ambitious I get. With my first attempt at really highlighting, I'm really happy with how this knee turned out. So I think I've got some blue. I'm going to try to hit up some some of these here, I'll just go to the side here. I might hit the top of that circle there on his knee, just to give that get that a little bit back to the base color, and remove some of that shading I put on there. I really haven't decided the best method that I like as far as, you know what, I just realized I didn't thin this out any. That's why it's so thick. All right, now that's better. All right. Much better. I'm going to take some of that moisture off the top tip there. Test this on my hand again. See, now this is more of a glaze. But that's okay. I might, I don't know. We'll see how it applies. You know, I just realized I'm switching to blue anyway. Well, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Those that just joined, I have asked if you have any ideas for the name of this guy. I have no idea what I'm gonna name him. Just gotta be an epic captain name. Hopefully he's with me for a long time and will eventually be the most nostalgic for me, so it's got to be pretty good. That's why I'm struggling with it, but I'm sure you guys can help me out with that. Alright, so I'm going to pick up some of this blue. One of the funny things about me picking this hobby, though, is I am actually red-green colorblind. So if I ever just do some crazy color combinations, feel free to tell me. And if it doesn't look right, let me know. Some of the contrasts might be a little more on the ones that I do, just because if I did it too lightly, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But this, I'm going to have to get this out of your camera view, I think, to hit it. But it's going to have to be a circular highlight on this middle bit. Oh, I'm so shaky. Alright, I got it. And then I'm going to try to do this, use the side of my brush and hit the top and see now this one, even though it's blue, I can barely tell any difference. No, now that I pull it back, I can see it does look better. It's got a little more pop. But that blue area, I might come back with a lighter blue if I want more highlight there. But it definitely looks better than just leaving that shading there. Then I'm going to come in here to this this line here. He's got these thick lines on his legs. I'm going to highlight just those to bring out some more contrast on that. The light's going to be probably coming, I'm envisioning it coming from this way, so I'm going to hit this guy and just a straight line down. See, now I've got that into the recess a little bit, so I'm probably going to go back and hit just right in that crease. I don't know. No, because the light would be bringing it there anyway. I think that looks good. I'm going to try to be a little more precise on this guy right here. I think, yep, I still got a good flow coming out of this brush. Alright, so that's taking out some of the shade there, and it is such a subtle difference to me. But that's kind of what the and like I said, it's just a reapplying of the base coat color. I'm going to try to hit the top of that. And then probably just down on this, along this side. Oh man, I made that real sloppy. And then down along this side here. Now I don't want to cover up this bad boy. I did use some transfers. So I'm going to try to go just over the top of this guy. And now this one you can really tell. It's pulling out the base coat color again, and you can really tell where the shading was on this one. So I'm gonna need to do a glaze here to make that a better gradient and better transition. do that. So I'm going to pull some water over here, and then, I'm going to take that moisture out of there. I'm going to grab some of this blue, bring it over here to this water, thin it down even more to a glaze consistency. We'll see what that looks like. Man, I might even need more water. Here, I'll just grab a little bit of this here. Like I said, I've never done a glaze before, so I'm really trusting the tips and tricks I've been given. Try to do a little bit of a glaze. I've lost my circular shape, I feel like, but oh, see, now I've gone over that white. That's all right. I'll come back. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit that with a little bit of Corax white to make me feel better. See, this is how you learn, though. If I hit that with a Corax white, and then I can, if it looks a little shaky, I'll just come in with a small, oh shit. I'll come in with a small brush and maybe do a scratch. Even that could look like it's worn, but I do want to bring in some white there. So I'll set this bad boy down. Let me give you a zoomed in view while we're waiting. Yeah, move him over. Right there. There he is. I really like how the highlight turned out on the knee there. Oh. So that can be the stressful part of painting these miniatures is, you know, you do a little mistake there, but that's like what I was talking about with the back and forth. This is going to be the first time I've messed with it with the transfer. Kind of, because this transfer, the ultramarine symbol there, let me get it, focus. Come on. Yeah. I cut it out too far, and actually the right part, you can probably tell it this close in. The right part of it I freehanded, so you can see where it doesn't match the left very much, but with the naked eye, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to try to do that with the top of this skull here that I kind of goofed up with my glaze. I do like the gradient that the glaze gave, though. You can barely tell the transition now. And then when I come in later, I'm going to come in with a lighter blue on the top of that knee, just to give it a little more pop, a little more highlight. But first, I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that skull, so I got to fix it. Ooh, that's a bad focus. I'll put that guy there. But like I said, this is really my third Marine. The first two I got with the just getting started kit. I had a lot of fun with it. I put in a lot of hours. I think the more I do this, the more I'm getting. I better use my vortex mixer for that. The more I'm getting used to it, and the faster I am. I think it's kind of funny how the way I've got that camera mounted, my mixer vibrates your view. Hopefully that doesn't make anybody sick, but I think you will survive. I just remembered I put this in here. And hopefully everything sounds good. It's the first time I've set up a stream on here. But I'm going to get some white down here on my palette. And this time I'm going to remember if you thin it out. I should have brought the medium, so I used medium instead of water on these parts, but nah. Water works fine. Got this going. Let's see if everything's working okay. Switch up the view here. We're gonna take a break from the painting here a little bit and see if everything's going good on the stream side of things. Content. Weird. Okay, yeah, it's still showing public and everything. Sweet. Just want to make sure everything's working okay. Making sure all you, my homies, can get in here and see it. Alright. Alright, white. That's where I was at. I do need to use the restroom. Oh, yeah, one of the things about being live. Things happen. So, I'm going to go do that. There was something else I was going to grab while I was up. My white. I've got my handy dandy magnifiers here. There was something. Oh, glove. Do I need it anymore? I mean, I'm already all marked up, so I can wash it off. I will not be gone for long, guys. I just need to use the potty. So I will be right back. Yeah, hello everybody, I'm back. So I was just kidding about not getting a glove. I thought I could mentally handle putting more paint on my hand, but it's not the norm. So I couldn't do it. I had to go get a glove. I had some people say they were booted off the stream. Sorry if that happened to you. Hopefully everything's working good now. But yeah, we'll get the white on the knee. And I think I've got highlights where I want them. I'll go ahead and switch my view again. I think I've got the highlights where I want them. As far as the lower part goes, I might. Okay, yeah. I need to work on that. After I fix this knee, I need to work on my purity seal. Give that a little, brighten that back up just a little bit with the base coat. I don't think I'll hit it on the highlight stage. So we get that purity seal popped back up, so we got some contrast. Fix the skull. Probably pop that purity seal up as well. And then, oh yes, I should work on the cloak after that. So we'll focus on the lower half of his body. I'll probably pop some highlights in that middle purity seal as well. All right, but first, the white. I gotta fix that. And I am nicotine dependent, so you'll see me puffing on this thing. Don't do this if you already don't ever start. This is better for me than smoking, I believe. I know that's controversial. If you think not, let me know why. And if you think I'm right, heck yeah. Also, while you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm not only going to be doing some painting on here, I'm also going to be doing some single player. And we have a lot of just me and a bunch of middle-aged friends that just make fun of each other while we game and laugh and have a lot of fun. And I like to pull out those highlights for longevity's sake and so everybody else can enjoy it as well. Like I said, if there's a single-player game that you'd like to see me play, I would be more than happy to check it out. Alright, I guess now that I've calmed myself down with some nicotine, I can try to hit that white again, and I think I'll be able to fix it decently. It kind of looks like a bandana. Yeah. The kid in me and the playful person in me wants to just put like a little patch, an eye patch on the other thing and make it a pirate, but yeah. No, we can't mix. I've been trying to hit the box art, make it just like the box art as much as I can. Like I said, even trying to use the transfers, which was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, white. I'm gonna go back in with my one. Makes me nervous. But we'll get it done. I think we got enough moisture. We got the excess moisture. I am going to get enough in the well here and test it on my thumb. We got a good flow. Now let's just tap the top of that skull. I sound like frickin' Bob Ross. I don't know if I'm doing that subconsciously. I think I am. I never was able to paint growing up, and I always admired people that could. In fact, my best friend in junior high and high school was an excellent artist. I was always jealous of that, amongst other things, you know. He was more attractive, but I was definitely funnier, so I had that going for me. Alright, so I think I've fixed the skull the best I'm going to be able to. I might, man. Yeah, I like it. It looks kind of battle damaged, but that's how I'm going to make it right in my mind. Alright, so I've got the blue out already. I just remembered I should probably hit the tops of his boots here. So I'm going to put some more blue in my brush. And just get a good point again. And just hit these buckles where the light would be reflecting a little bit more. And I just realized how brave I am by doing this without my magnifying. But I don't think I need it for this part. Just hitting that. Trying to keep the separation, which I think I lost it a little bit there. I psyched myself out talking about my magnification. But I'll try it again here on this this boot. I'm just going to hit the top. I'm really working on my precision. I'm sure that's going to come with time. But I also need to not just get myself bogged down and be afraid to put paint on the model, because that's kind of the whole point, is to paint the daggum thing. Alright, so I got that. I am going to touch up this part right here. I think we need a little more light color there. Highlight. Oh, that's too much. That's okay. It does give it a little more contrast, though. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm going to hit this guy. And probably this part without hitting the purities, the parchment there. I'm just trying to do a straight line here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's sexy. Alright, now I'm going to do the top here. And I'm going to try to highlight this corner too. Now that I've got the blue out and I'm feeling good, I'm going to get some highlights on these pipes. Piping on his armor here. Just hit this corner, just the top corner. Oh, barnacles. It's alright, it's alright. I didn't get the bottom too much. I wasn't paying attention, and I almost really mucked up that knee pad that I feel like I've done the best on tonight. So I'm just going to go across here and that corner, pull out the blue again. Man, that looks nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So the front of his bottom half of his armor, I think, looks good. I wonder if there's any more blue I want to punch up here. I don't think so, because the back of his boots there are going to be shaded by his cloak. So I don't want to punch those up anymore. Have I mentioned I liked how the knee turned out? It looks great. Alright. Now, let's bring out some Mephiston red so we can pop these purity seals, give them a little more contrast on both sides. And then I am going to bring out the Rakarth flesh, which is the color I used for the parchment, and I'll just use that base coat to bring out the color on that parchment a little more as well. All right, set that guy down and get ready for some vibration. I'm picking up good vibration. It's giving me excitation. Get this. Hopefully that's the right words. I guess I'll find out. As you can see in the chat, I haven't had any good name ideas, so if you're watching this at a later date, put something in the comments. Help me make a decision. I can't do it on my own. Alright. We got that mixed up pretty good. I have neglected my breathing treatments. And by breathing treatments, I mean nicotine. I can tell I've got the cravings. Chaos is whispering to me because of it. Oh. I don't know. Maybe I should, because I'm streaming, go to a pause screen when I vape. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you think it's inappropriate for me to vape. It's going to end up in my videos, though, because I can't edit it out. Because usually when we're chit-chatting, that's when the funny stuff happens. And if we're chit-chatting, I'm sitting here vaping because it's in between matches, or we're in a loading screen, or I'm dead. That happens a lot. I'm dead and watching my buddies play. Clutching it for everybody else. Alright, so I'm going to get some red down. And I'm going to bring in some water. I think the key to a good glaze for me is going to be using medium. I know they say if you don't have medium, water works, but obviously medium, the acrylic medium's got to work better, and I do have some, so I might as well use it. I'm gonna put this out down here. Alright, we got our moisture back in our brush. Take out the excess. Oh, I can put this away. Put away my red. Am I super zoomed in? Let's see. Make sure. Oh, I am. I can bring that back out again. Much better. Now you can see everything. Alright. What was I doing? Red. Why did I put red down? Oh, yes. Purity seals. You got me talking and distracted. How dare you? Make sure I fill up the well of my brush here. You really can't see that because of the chat window. I might end up getting rid of that for future streams. I'd like for that to be translucent, but I need to figure that out as well. I think that's what it'll end up being, translucent. But all right, so I've got some red in here. I tested it on my hand. I don't have much of a point right now because it's so thinned down. I may not have gotten a good point when I took out the moisture either. So, but I'm just going to hit the top of this guy here. And it is circular, so I don't know. I think the highlight maybe just could go right there. Now, I feel like I've hit that armor with some red, but I did. So once that dries, I am going to go back in there with some more blue. But that's the back and forth I was talking about. You gotta go back and forth. I don't know if it's because I'm using a bigger brush, or I did see a streamer, not a streamer, but a content creator that said you really don't need to use the smaller brushes as long as you have a good point. So that's why I'm kind of trying this. I do like how it pulled out the red a little bit more. I am going to have to go back in with the blue to fix that, or else my OCD brain is going to go nuts with that. Alright. Rakarth Flesh. Did I even put that on here yet? No. I've got white down. I'm going to go ahead and get some of that going and get some more vibrations for you. Just realized I left out my background music. But maybe because I didn't have the background music, that's why I started singing. Who knows? While this is pretty good music, I don't know any words to it, and it drowns out any other music that I'm thinking of in my brain. I just realized that my mic got really loud too. I'm excited to look back at this and see how all the sound worked out. Be honest with you guys, I was a little nervous about going live. Most of my stuff is edited videos. I'm going to try to do it at least once a week now, either painting or gaming, maybe twice a week and do both. That way I can hang out with you guys. That looks a lot like Rackard Fletch, but I may have already done this. Oh well, I'm gonna get some more going. No, that's the Celestial Gray. So we'll get some Rackard Flesh going down. I'm only going to be on for about another hour tonight. I need to give myself some wind down time and get ready for work in the morning. Welcome. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to hit this guy here. Go back to my Kalinsky, get some more moisture in it. I am going to use my magnifiers this time since I goofed up the armor with my red earlier. And that is still kind of shaded, so I'm not going to pull out too much more color there. But I do want to kind of hit the ridges. Keep that contrast as much as we can. You may not be able to see... Sword's probably in the way. I'm just going to try to pop these ridges. If you're just getting into the stream, I'm trying to name this guy. I need an epic battle name. I think he's going to be with me for a long time. Whether or if I just display him, I don't know. But I can already tell he's going to be special. So if you, but I just can't think of a name. So if you can help me pick one out, that'd be great. Very indecisive